the products that you have launched or the products that you have taken part in executing, none of them is working. Now in such a situation, it will be assumed that this particular product manager does not know what he or she is doing. So for every product, it's important that you understand life cycle. It will help you a proper management, and another important thing is that it will help for strategic thinking. That is, it will help you to determine when to adjust prices, when to increase your advert, and when to redesign your package. What does it mean? Now most times, let's say last year, Google, if you notice, Google during Christmas time, it has Christmas light. The Christmas light was on it. A lot of features were added on lots of software products. There was need for adjustment and all. Now as a good product manager, it is important for you to know excuse me, when to adjust the price of a particular product, when to increase the features, when to advertise. Now Coca-Cola, right? Coca-Cola is everywhere. There is nowhere you go to you not see Coca-Cola. But Coca-Cola is the Coca-Cola company, they are still making adverts. Why? They want to keep appearing in the faces of people. So life cycle will help you to understand when to do the necessary adjustment. Now it will also help in what we call product portfolio analysis. Now what does it mean? I'm not talking about you now as a product manager. In portfolio analysis, we are looking at the company that have these products. So it will help them to check their metrics on how they can manage finance to execute what do I call it now? I'm trying to look for a simpler something to use there, a simpler term. Okay, they will help them to understand how to navigate through high growth, because it is assumed that as the product is gaining visibility, as the product is being distributed to lot of people, it is also important that you keep whatever you are doing, keep it intact. That thing that brought the users, make sure you don't take them away. So product life cycle will help them to analyze the profit and loss, what they need to do, the money they need to push in order to continue having same effect, right, on the established products. That's basically what life cycle of a product will help both a product manager to do and the organization. So one important thing I need to chip in now, as a product manager, remember we said that it's not a must that a product manager will be in the forefront from the ideation stage. They might just be employed to how do I put it now, they might just be employed to run products, the production process, after everybody have been recruited. And also most time, in some cases, product managers can come in as a product reviewer. You are coming to review a product, check out the things that they've done, what are the features that they need to be added, what are the necessary adjustments that the company needs to do in order to have a perfect product, right? So if you don't understand the life cycle of a product, it will be very difficult for you to do all of these things. It will be difficult for you to know when these products are going into extinction, right? So that's the general life cycle of a product. Now as a product manager, every product have a life cycle. It's almost the same thing with what we discussed. It's almost the same thing, just a slight changes or just a little something that you need to add. Now product life cycle, when we talk about the product life cycle, we are just trying to look at the length of time that it takes for a product to be introduced to a consumer and for it to be removed from the market. That is the product life cycle, the time it will take to introduce a product to the users and the time it will take to remove this product from the market. So it is always broken down in four stages. Don't forget, we've already talked about the introduction, the growth, the maturity and the decline. Now, why a product life cycle is important for every product user to know, it is also product manager to understand. It's also important that a product manager understand the rudiments of keeping a product in the market. Now, these basic things include the advertising schedule or advertisement schedule. What channel are you going to be using to make sure that users get to know about your product? Are you going to be advertising through the radio? Are you going to be using pop-up messages? Are you going to be advertising through internet? Are you going to be advertising through television? I know that the number of persons that read newspaper has reduced, so I think advertisement through newspaper won't be that productive enough. So you are going to be looking at advertisement schedule. When are you going to be advertising? Is it early in the morning, in the afternoon or at noon? Then you look at the price point. At what price can everybody get access to this product? Depending on the kind of product you are launching and your target audience. Now your target audience, excuse me, will everybody within your target audience be able to get your product? If you are launching something that is only the rich in that particular area can get it, there is a possibility that your market will not grow much, right? So because let's say now, when we talked about the banking app, let's say rich people, we are targeting rich people in the rural area. You and I know that rich people most times they don't always stay long. Maybe they travel to rural areas. There is always need for them to travel. They're always on the road, and you are launching an app in that particular region and you are targeting only the rich people. Your market will be very low. But if you are targeting everybody in that particular region, both the poor and the rich, you have to put the price in such a way that it will be easily accessible to everyone, right? Then you also look at expansion to new product markets. Now when we talk about expansion to new product market, now we are launching an app that will help rural areas to use what will I call it now, to use financial services. Now we have captured this rural area. Are we going to remain in the rural area forever? So there must be plan to move this product from the rural area also into the urban area. Although the market may not be that much compared to rural area, but it will also be, because there are some even urban areas that have how will I put this now, that will also have limitation to bank. Let me use the area I'm staying now for an instance. Before you get a bank in the area I'm staying in Benin, but before you get a bank, it's not like I'm staying inside Benin village. Oh, I'm staying within third axis, let me just say upper axis. Before you get a bank, you need to enter vehicle to either way. You will see this thing, First Bank, in that area. Now to get other banks, you must get to Ring Road axis or New Benin area. You now see, in as much as I am in a urban area, somehow the access to financial services are also limited. So what do we now do? We now advance or expand our market to these rural areas who are also facing the challenges. So product life cycle will help a product manager to know when to expand their products, their product market. Then we'll talk about packaging redesign. Maybe what they how do I put it now, maybe what they are used to is not enticing again. You know, a little thing can bring the attention of someone. It might just be change in color, change in feature, maybe the way you now position the features, or the little addictions that you put. Now initially, before when WhatsApp came out, a lot of people had challenges with sending messages, because when you send the message and there is a typographical error, you can't correct it, right? And then a time came, maybe someone has started complaining, or maybe e gets to mark that there is a lot of issues in the product. Now
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I can no longer hear our facilitator. I don't know if this is a general issue.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it is.
is. I can hear her too.
I'm back. Network kicked me out. I'm sorry.
All
You
right,
can hear
welcome.
me now. All
Yes,
right.
ma'am, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you. So, what was I saying before? Okay, I said as a product manager, you should understand when to expand your product. And then I was talking about packaging redesign, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I said it is just little features or little changes that we make in a product that makes it more enticing. So, as a product manager, you should understand when to change some features. And I was using WhatsApp as an instance. And I said that most times people, when they send message that have typographical error, most times they either delete the message when they notice that there is an error, or they just type the missing word, put asterisk and then send. Now a time came, there was an edit on WhatsApp. Now you can edit your message on WhatsApp. I don't know if you people are aware. You just click on the message, hold it down, you will see edit, then you edit. Or if you hold it down, it will highlight. You go to the three dots at the top, you will see edit. But I think the edit works 15 minutes after you send the message. So if that 15 minutes elapse, you can no longer edit it. I think that there should still be some correction on it. At least 24 hours is better. And then uh, now you can also share your location on WhatsApp. I think that's a new feature on WhatsApp now. You can share and stuff like that. So these are the basic things that are keeping people more interested. Now, that thing you are going to watch on Instagram, somebody can quickly share it on the WhatsApp. All you just need, if you have watched what the person shared on their status and you are not, you still want to see more, you just click on the top. Once you touch the video, you see view on, you will now see the source of the video, either Facebook or Instagram. You now go to that place and watch whatever you want to watch. Before it was not like that. So I think there is advancement and improvement daily. So these are the things, the basic things that a product life cycle helps a user to know. Alright. I don't know if you have any questions so far. Any question? Please, if you have any, unmute your mic. If there is no question, I think I should continue. Okay. So the product life cycle is very important that you know about it. Now, what is the strategy and the management of a product life cycle? There is a strategy that you will use to always be in check, and in order to manage this product life cycle. Now, having a proper managed product life cycle will help to extend the life cycle of your product in the market. It begins from the market introduction stage, where you introduce your product to your target audience. That's where your strategy will begin from. So when you introduce a product to the market, you check out how they are reacting to the product. One, that is in the feedback. Now you will take the feedback. What are they saying about the price? What are they saying about the features? What are the major complaints they are giving? So when you've been able to get all of this, it will help you to give them a better product, because I want to assume that once you get feedback, you are going back to the drawing board to put in the necessary features to make that product better. Then from the time you have introduced the product, we talked about their pricing. That's when you will now decide the pricing using what we call price skimming. At what price? At the initial price now that you set, was it high? If was high, at what percentage did you reduce it to before you had the number of clicks now went high? Or when at the initial price, what was the number of downloads you had? Subsequent months or subsequent weeks, what was the number? So this is what we call price scheme. So if at the initial stage when you set the price, you had 20 clicks or not 20 downloads, and in the subsequent weeks it is just 20, nobody is clicking, instead the number is dropping, that simply means that you need to adjust the price so that others can invest in it. And now most times what money organizations who offer software as a service product to people do now, most times they don't give you the pricing. The pricing now, most times the pricing is in a way that you choose the package that you can afford. If you are using a product that have premium package, you see the weekly, you see the monthly, you see the yearly. Now if you check the amount in the weekly, if you multiply that weekly to what they are offering annually, you will now see that if you do the annual package, that you will be on the safe side. So all these things are clicks and scheme, price scheme, to get people to use their particular products. All right. So most, or you can also alternatively go for price penetration. When we talk about price penetration, what we are simply doing is you set the price very low. Now when you set the price low, it will bring in a lot of people. Or you use what other platforms do, you have the free version, and the free version you limit some of the features they can access. So that is price penetration. Now there are some features they want to use, but because it is not available in the free version, they will either opt for a weekly plan now or a monthly plan. So that's for pricing, right? We are looking at the strategy now. In the strategy, I talked about the first one is introduction of your product to the market. The second one is the pricing. And we said in the pricing, you can use pricing scheme or price penetration to enter the market. Then the next one is your advertisement and packaging. You can decide to do advertisement using billboard or 3D display. Like some of us who are conversant with ring road, there are sometimes either ring road or Ramat area, you just see one billboard that is playing something that looks like video. A lot of people do their adverts there, and they do it majorly in strategic areas where there is usually traffic. Because if you're going to do that kind of a thing in express, where motor every vehicle is on high speed, they won't even have time. Okay, I will now see something that is displaying on highway, I'll now stop to go and check what it is. No. But in the strategic areas where there is usually traffic, while they are stuck in the traffic, they can use that to be whiling away time. And in the process of whiling away time, they get to understand what you people are doing. All right. So it is important to market your product to new demographics so that you also grow your revenue stream, like from rural area to urban area or from urban area to rural area, whichever way that will bring in customers. Okay. And then the next strategy is that you also need to pivot your all these things that we have talked about now. There is a way you will tweak it, you so as to meet the changing demand. Now we are in the era of technology. A lot of things are advancing, and you also need to advance with them. I know when we were growing up, we used to have home video cassette. It have one small blue something that you will wind it in case if you want to go back or if you want to move it forward. Now from there, it moved to the era of CD and DVD. In the era of DVD, that time we used to go to where they rent movie. You rent one movie, you come and play in the house, and then when you are done, you return it back to them and rent another one. Now we are in the era of Netflix and YouTube. Now you don't need to go to any place, any rental store to get this movie. You get them directly using either your telephone or your handset now, or your television. All you just need to do is do a subscription for Netflix. You subscribe to have streaming. Then on YouTube, just you use data as well. In as much as you are using data on Netflix, you also use data on YouTube and all. So they are now bringing home video into a more handy um, product. All right. So these are the strategies. You keep reinventing and renovating your existing product until if that one is going out of the market, you reinvent them. That's basically what iPhone company. Sorry. That's basically what iPhone is doing. They keep modernizing their phone. Now, funnily enough, when you check your iPhone series, most of them, or I don't know what they call it, because I'm not an iPhone user. Most of them, the feature is almost the same, just a slight change. That's renovation or reinventing. You are bringing back the same old product, but in a grand style with little adjustment. The adjustment might just be camera. The adjustment may just be maybe you can record front and back. Just small, small adjustments. It's not like it's going to be a full walkover, right? So that's basically what the product strategy and management is all about. So we have a lot of products that have gone into extinction, both physical product and this thing, software as a service. I remember when I came to Benin, there was one app that was is it Chodek Waiting. If you want to order food, I don't think they are still in existence though. They have found their load and they have gone. So it's very important that wherever you find yourself as a product manager, you have to do everything within your power to ensure that that particular product you are working on stays in the market, right? So that's just the importance of this product life cycle. It will help a lot. It will help in the major importance. It will help the company to manage allocation, that is their finance. It will help them to manage their finance, their resources. It will help their budgeting. It will help them to prioritize what is more important than what is not necessary. And it will also help them to know at what point in time to reinvent or re-innovate their products. That's just the importance. So I'm going to be asking a question. I don't know if I'm free to ask. Okay, at what stage should At what stage should a product manager use a product life cycle? Please, if you know it, just answer. Please answer if you know.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All right. So I have been a bit busy. I've been following the class. So the life cycle is, comes in why uh, we are planning the futures of the product. All right. You know,
Yeah.
all right. After we have been able to know the pinpoints, what problem the product is solving, they will now have to think of how long can this product last in the market.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm right.
Yeah, you are right. Please go on.
All right. So thank you. So that is when we need to talk about the life cycle of a product. Okay, because some products have short life cycle, while some have long life cycle, depending on the problem the product is solving. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Okay, so when do you think it's necessary for a product manager to use a product life cycle strategy?
Like I said, I think when we are planning on execution, or maybe let's say before execution, or why planning for execution, like sending the product out
Mm,
to the market.
mm. Okay. Any other person? Any other person? Please, someone else should give us an opinion.
If I get you correctly, that would be
Mm.
after the maturity stage or within the maturity stage.
Okay. Any other person? Okay. So to me, I don't think there is a particular stage to which you need to implement a product lifecycle strategy. You can decide to use it from the introduction stage, right? You can also use it in the maturity stage, but I think it is best or is more important to use it in the maturity stage, because at this point the market is already getting saturated. But if you decide to use it in the beginning, it is also good. At least it will give you a wider user base, unlike when you decide to use it at the maturity stage. All right. So what else should I ask? Sorry, I'm trying to. Okay, in the strategy, someone should tell me the strategies that I've mentioned. What are the strategies that I talked about? The product management, product lifestyle strategy that a product manager can use. Can mention one or two.
You mentioned product pricing or price penetration, and
That is under pricing.
you mentioned product introduction, then you mentioned advertisement and the ability to be able to pivot or innovate your product in
Mm,
situations whereby the product you currently have is outdated to the current realities or trends. So you should have the ability to
uh,
pivot, innovate.
okay. Right. That's basically that. So we don't really have much today. I'm trying to see if there's any other thing that I should touch. Our class today is not that much. Maybe hold on, I'm calling.
How you call that?
What? Someone was saying something.
Sorry, it was my background.
Okay. They should come and bag me too. Okay. Let's look at something else before we call it a day, because this class is supposed to end by 10:30. We have what we call user persona. So this user persona is more of a fiction, sorry. Like when we did literature, we have non-fiction and then fiction in novel, right? Yeah, no, I'm not a literature student though. So user persona is more like a fiction, is a real story, or is a real problem for a particular region, and is always research based. Is always research based. So a user persona is just a real problem or a real story about the problem of your target audience. It will detail a lot of things. It gives clarity to their behavior, the goal, their need, and their pain points. Right. Now, when we talk about their behavior, how did they react when you introduce a product to them, or when you are taking your research now? During research, I said in our first class that you can take your research using questionnaire. You can be a word of mouth. You go house to house to ask people about what their challenge is. And you see some persons doing it like all those interviews, street interview and all. So you do all of those things, you get to know what they really need in a particular region. Now, your user personnel is just a fiction, a written something about all of these things that you have gathered in your market, and it will describe their reaction when you told them about a particular product, their goal. What are they planning to do concerning their situation? Are they welcoming the product, or they are just seeing it as the normal product? Now, what is their need? What do they really want? Remember, I said in our former class, that in our first class rather, that most times what we feel are problem to others may not even be what they want. That may not even be what is their problem at that particular point in time. So in such a situation, when you launch that product you feel is their problem, and okay, for instance, now you go to a rural area and you feel that they don't have access to banks and all, and now you think that when you launch a financial app or financial inclusion in that particular area, that the market will be wide. Sorry, this may not even be their problem, because one, there are chances that the place does not even have network. So in a situation where they don't have network, how then will they be able to use this app? You now see that it will not be a full-time effort. So your user personnel will include their needs and their pain points. So this will help your research. It will help your processes as a product manager to launch a user-centric product. So that's basically for user personnel. I don't know if you have any question. Sorry. Any question? Okay, in your user personnel, you are going to have name. Now, this name, sorry, okay, this name might be the name of that particular region. Just use any title, or even the name of the product, or the title of the product that you are going to be launching, so that you can easily identify what personnel you are working with. And then you have the demographics. The demographics will include the age of the people that will use this product. If I'm launching a financial inclusion in a rural area, can the illiterate use it? Can the middle age use it? Can the old people use it? Or is it just for the young ones? You will include it. Then you include the location. This particular place that I'm launching this particular app. Where? Where is the location? You have occupation. What is the occupation of the people in that area? Now, mostly in the rural area, majority of them are usually farmers. Now, okay, I'm launching this app for farmers, right? Now, what income? It will also include their income. What is their financial strength or their financial status? You also have their goals and motivation. That's another thing now. After this income, occupation, age, and location is under demographics. Then you have goal and motivation. What do they want to achieve? I'm launching a financial app. So their motivation or their goal is maybe they want to save money for the rainy days, right? Then their pain points and challenges. So if I'm launching a financial inclusion in a rural area, their pain points should be inability to access financial services. Then what is their behavior and attitude? How do they think and how do they act when you try to introduce this particular thing to them? So how do you the next thing I will look at, how can you create a user persona? You create user persona using number one, research. You must collect data via interview, survey, analytics, questionnaire and their likes. You must collect data. If the number of people that needs this is lower than the people that feel that this is not necessary, then there is no point launching this particular app. So you must research to know the data of that particular region. Number two, you identify their pattern. So the pattern, how to identify pattern is that these particular people that you have questioned, you group them into segments. People that think that this is a wonderful idea, you group them separate. People that just feel, well, let's see how it goes, you put them. People that don't even care about the thing, you also group them. If the number of people that don't care is higher, don't launch the app. It will not sell, right? Okay, you now draft profile. When you are drafting the profile, use age and their literacy level. If the number of illiterates there or it's more of old people, don't launch the app in that particular region. Most of our age parents, you see some of them even in your region, you see them bringing phone for you to help them and call somebody that cannot find a saved number on their phone. Are they now the ones that can operate mobile if financial app? So these are things that you also consider during their profile. You profile them based on their literacy level and their age. Then okay, you also, the last thing you will look at is validate and update. After you have done all of these things, remember you are not working solo, you have people you are working with. You share this update with this your team, or you share the idea with them. Now, something that you think is best, your team maybe your team member can see error in it and profile better solution. So that's why you validate everything that you think is good with your team. All right. So user persona is just important as a product manager because it will help you to create an actionable data, something that is fixable, something that you can do. It will just help you not to create generic something that will fit all products, and at the end of the day you are wasting time, you are wasting resources, energy and effort and all of that. So your user persona is very important that you create them before you launch any product, because it will also help to check their buying power. I even forgot to talk about buying power. Buying power talks about their financial level, that is their income. Can they afford what you are sending to them? That's why if you notice, most times some of the apps we use, some of them you can just download them for free. They just take only your data, which might be convert. I don't know how they convert it to money though. So, and the number of time you spend, the amount of time, sorry, you spend on this app will determine how much they'll make, because while you are using the app, your data is going and all of those stuff, and it's being converted for them into money. So you also check their buying power. If their buying power is strong, you might decide to launch something that they can pay and have access to. But if they don't have buying power, just launch a free something that you can get money via that number of downloads and their number of clicks, their retention, the number of times they are using these products. So that's basically how to make them profile them using their buying power. So I don't know if you have any questions so far. Okay. Do you have any questions? Do we have any questions? Sorry, Osayo, I don't get your question. I'm just seeing the message now. Apologies. Please, can you ask me the question?
Sorry, you've already answered it since I dropped that message like when you when you started asking your first question for
Okay.
when you were discussing about product life cycle.
Okay. All right. I'm just seeing the message now. I have no.
Alright,
I was just talking outside the school because I was trying to feed my baby. Sorry.
alright, no problem.
So, any other question? Any question, please? Some persons left the call, and I don't even know their names. I'm supposed to check attendance, but some persons left the call. So, and I think we were 11 or so before, right? Please, can someone confirm?
Oh, I did not observe that anyway. I thought maybe we would have dropped our names on the chat like we did the last time.
Yes, that's what I want to do now. But some persons already left the call, and when the last time I checked, we were 11. I don't know if there was anyone that later joined, because at a point I had to go and carry my baby. She was crying, so while I was teaching, I was just trying to feed her.
I don't know, for me, I saw 7 though.
7. Okay, okay, no problem. All right, thank you, everyone. We will draw a curtain here.